Hello lovely viewers of the M8 channel, this is Nishong.
And this is Greg here, and today we are here to bring you the latest property tips for June 2023. As we have seen since the start of 2023, new launch prices are actually getting more and more expensive with longer waiting time for it to be built, and many buyers are actually now turning to resale private properties for their first home, be it for investment or own stay.
With larger floor plates, older project units give prospective owners a huge canvas to design the dream homes in their minds. And furthermore, even with back-to-office policies, the COVID-19 lockdown and work-from-home situations have forced families to relook their housing options and seek bigger units where every family members can have their own dedicated workspace.
Okay, so since we are M8, today we'll be going through our signature M8 tips that we share with all our clients when they're considering to buy a resale private property.
So number one will be appreciation potential. So a main key factor to note will be the appreciation potential of the project itself, because for most families, there is usually a need to either downsize or upsize once every 15 years or even shorter, given the change in the demographics of the family, right? Be it whether the younger generations are moving out to their own space or having a newborn babies.
Okay, and given the increase in real estate prices, it is important to ensure, regardless for own stay or investment, that your property has the potential to move in tandem with property prices in the area. This will ensure that your hard-earned money is not lost to inflation, interest rates, and a declining property price.
Yes, and number two will be the resale quantum problem. Right, so a common factor for clients looking to purchase resale private properties is that they think they are getting a larger unit at the sale due to the relatively lower PSF prices as compared to the new launches in the area. And this is true given that the OCR and RCR are setting benchmark prices with the new launches of 2023. Right. However, one common misconception that buyers might have is that a lower PSF that will mean an ease of exit in the future, as a slight increase in the selling PSF would still be way lower than that of a new launch property.
That's right. However, if we were to give an example, a 2-bedroom resale private property averaged around 1,000 square feet at 1,400 PSF as compared to a 700 square feet new launch selling at 2,000 PSF. So given that both properties have the same starting price of 1.4 million, it might seem obvious to take the resale property, where you don't have to wait and it is a bigger size. However, if we are looking to sell the resale property at a 400 PSF profit, the resale property price will be at 1.8 million. Now this compared to the fact that a same 400 PSF profit for the new launch will be $1.68 million.
Yes, so this is the part where buyers will diverge, as some buyers will inevitably prefer a new project with newer facilities, even though unit might be smaller, but some buyer may find it easier to maintain a property, and of course at a cheaper price where the 120k saving can be used for furniture and renovation works.
Now for number 3, we have to check for leakages as well as signal strength. So for resale projects, it is important to check for leakages in the ceiling and places with water pipes. Given that real estate works on a caveat emptor, where buyers have to beware principle, it can be frustrating for buyers to have to redo the piping after buying what they presume to be a move-in condition home.
Yep, and furthermore, piping issues can be very cumbersome when looking to fix. And in drastic cases, certain false wall might have to be hacked down to fix the piping issues. Also, reception is very important, as some buyers only realize that their cell phone are unable to get a strong signal after moving into their house, and they would have to rely purely on Wi-Fi or even walk out of the house just to make a phone call. And these can create a lot of inconvenience.
Alright, so fourthly, we also have to check our ventilation vents, especially in the toilets. So although not commonly seen in all resale projects, so certain resale projects use ventilators due to a lack of windows in the bathrooms. So given the humid weather of Singapore, it is crucial to ensure that the ventilators are working properly and that the bathrooms are sufficiently ventilated. Otherwise, many parts of your toilet might actually start to grow moldy after you move in, which actually potentially adds on to the sum of your renovation cost. So actually, fun fact, we had a client who actually bought a resale property back then at a resale project, so we will not mention the project name. However, what actually happened was when they were doing the final inspection, they actually realized that the ventilator had a very weird smell. And after we went to check for our client, we realized that the place was actually infested with cockroaches. Yeah, so actually it's quite nasty. So you really might want to check this, especially, because like I mentioned, not all resale projects actually have ventilators. So if yours does, I think this is something for us to look out.
Yes, definitely. Yes. And the next point, we have unblock potential. And this point can swing either way for buyers depending on their purpose for the purchase, right? Either own stay or investment, right? Although the concept of unblock in Singapore is highly speculative, it is good for buyers who are looking at very old projects, like 20 years and above, right? To check with the sellers on the last unblock attempt, if any, and also the percentages of the owners who are willing to go through with the unblock.
Yes, because if you are a buyer looking for own stay, you ideally want a project where owners are actually not that keen for the en bloc to go through. Otherwise, you could spend months finalizing the sale, doing out renovation just for the en bloc to essentially place you back at square one looking for another unit, and you might not even get one.
Yes. The next point would be to check out which facilities are still working. Right, this is a common factor that we realize both our clients, both past and the present, are only focused on the condition of the unit, not on the facilities of the condominium, right? Because it is also important to check on the facade of the project as well as the facilities. So this shows the management's ability and efficiency in ensuring that the facade is well maintained and problems with the facilities are fixed in a timely manner.
Yes, and furthermore, through this, it is also recommended to check the sinking fund of the project to ensure a healthy amount is available to keep the facilities in a good condition for your family to enjoy.
Yes.
So the next point, we look at the sense of the overall resident makeup. So why is this important is because it's depending on the buyer profile, as families might actually prefer an environment where there are other families as well. And this factor might actually seem like a very, very insignificant point.
However, it might not be conducive if there are constantly tenants moving in and out of the units, right? For new tenants or owners, there might be many renovations going on concurrently, right? Some tenants might also host loud parties which might not be welcomed by families with young kids. So hence, it would be recommended for buyers to check on the owner profiles of the neighboring units that they are intending to buy to prevent potential conflict in the future.
Yes, and the last point is actually about when the last renovation was actually done. So this last point is actually a tricky one. That is something that our clients have faced before. So with older projects, there could have been renovations done throughout the years by actually various owners. And if the unit is in its original condition, there might be major renovation costs to be incurred, which buyers have to actually factor into their budgeting. However, if the unit was actually recently renovated, the selling price might actually be bumped up to reflect the cost that's incurred by the existing owners.
Yes, so this actually creates a conundrum as the existing renovation might not be to the liking of the buyers, regardless of how new it may be. Right, hence, it's always important to do proper budgeting before looking to purchase a unit to know how much leeway there is in terms of the renovation cost, depending on the condition of the unit. So this also helps us as your real estate agent to know the amount of bandwidth that we have during the negotiation stages.
Alright, so with that, we've actually come to the end of the 8 tips checklist before buying a resale private property. So we hope you enjoyed and learned something from this video. So do remember to give us a like and subscribe to our channel for more real estate tips. Also, if you find the information shared useful, do share it with your family and friends as well.
We are
M8
and catch you in the next one.
Yeah, catch you.